Okay, let's try this again. I shot this video earlier, and I had my mic hooked up to the camera, and I'm rambling, going on, and apparently the battery died about maybe a quarter of the way into it, so it's just a silent movie. Anyway, this is the same tripod that I sent, except it is carbon fiber. This is exactly the same head. It's 500. It's not the best video head by any means, but for what you're doing, I think it's perfect because of the size. It's lightweight, mainly for traveling. But anyway, I just wanted to show you real quick. I locked that head on when I sent it, and to unlock it, you take a flat screwdriver, and underneath there's a grub screw. You loosen that, find it, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, blah, 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 and then tighten that. This is the padlock. I tighten that a little bit, not too tight, and then it should just pop in. So we take that off. So when you get a bigger head and all that kind of stuff, or if you want to go to a ball head or whatever, that's how you do it. This is the grub screw. It's right there. These straight across. There's only one. The older 055 had 3, and I'm kind of glad they went just to 1. But anyway, so that's how you remove it. These legs to adjust, they're locked right there. So tip it in, and they'll go. You can lay this thing completely flat on the ground, and then they lock. I can't remember the different angles, but it's pretty cool, because if you want to shoot really close, low to the ground, this has a horizontal column. Underneath the center column, there's a little button. You push that, and then you lock that back down, and that will hold your shot. But with the P1100, it's putting a lot of want to tip over, so I very, very rarely, mainly I always use video heads too, which so that's what that does. When I use any tripod, if it's my great big one, or this is probably my favorite, because it's all around just a good, it's lightweight. The aluminum one I sent you, I don't even think it's a pound heavier than this. So I just thought, and I kind of feel like it might be a little bit more stable. But anyway, so when you're using a tripod, what you want to do is use the upper section of the legs first, the upper locks first. And as you raise, if you're sitting down, this you can see where I've got it. I think that's fully, yeah, pretty much fully. Don't get your finger pinched in there, that hurts. But anyway, use the upper section, and then if you need to get taller, use the lowers. Get it where you want. And this tripod goes tall enough, unless you're super, super tall. You don't need to really, I try to completely avoid using this, because if you got that up there, you got a lock, you got the camera on there, you got that much more leverage that's pushing against you. If there's any wind, it's going to mess with it. So I always like to keep it just a little bit up, maybe a 1/2 inch, and that allows bubble level to not drag on anything. And that's kind of pretty cool for different heads. But so that's that. Putting it back on. Be careful not to cross thread. Same as taking it off. Tighten that a little bit. Put a little bit of extra on it, not too much. Extend that back up. Go back to that grub screw. Tighten it up. Righty tighty, but you want it tight, but you don't want to break it either. So anyway, that's that. And that grub screw, what that allows you to do, there's no adjustment for the drag, but you can tighten this a little bit, and you know what I'm getting at. Or you can lock it down where it's not moving. So just kind of fine tune it to where it's just what's happy with you. Same thing with the tilt. This head will want a self level. You know, I'll get more into that and how to put the camera on it. But let's see, there's a little bubble level right on top. If you lift that up, there's a level right on top. So that's pretty close. And for what you're doing, you can be out a little bit. It's not going to bother you, but when you compare photos with your photos to other photos, they're going to vary because of if that head is not level. Anyway, there is 2.3, 3/8/16 thread on there to where you can mount like a smartphone. I think there's an app out there that will tell you when to open the filter or remove the filter for totality, but I'm not sure on that. I'm never want to check that out. And then the plate that I sent you, it's a 500 plate, and it's special made for this head. And what happens is there's a little groove on this side right here. And when you put it in, that locks. It can't slide out accidentally. So you got the camera mounted on there. So to remove the camera, and I'll explain all this once again, but I always like to lock that to where this isn't moving. Put one hand on the camera, and then this little guy here pops right out. When that's back in, that will lock that plate from moving. And it can't fall out because of that safety. Kind of a cool feature. In fact, all Mann photos slides are like that. They're long, quick release plates. But there's that. I'll shoot another video. On these, I like flip locks versus twist locks because that's either on or off. There's no mess, it's either locked or it's not. And the adjustment on them, there's two screws. There's a bottom one, which is straight across from the lock, and then there's this top one. This bottom one, and it comes, I don't think I sent it because I think they're garbage, but it comes with this little tool that just clips on the leg, but it's plastic. So what you do is release that leg. This is an 8mm, and you can either, and just a little bit at a time. So, and then you lock it. don't try to adjust them when it's locked. So loosen it, adjust it. This thing, you know, it does work, but I just would recommend that right there, 8mm. And I got this one because it's that releases. This is a M27, and that's this adjustment, which adjusts this tension. But yours should be completely set up. And to check the legs, all I do is extend them both out and then go through and put weight on it. If it slides, not a ton of weight because you don't have that much gear on there, but if you get any kind of movement, you're going to have to tighten them up. And remember to loosen the flip lock before, and then adjust it, check it again to make sure that it's not slipping on you. Yeah. Yours should be good, but just every now and again, whenever you think about it, it's just a good idea just to check it, just to make sure, because that would suck to have a leg get out on you. But anyway, there you go.